Well, good morning everyone, and what a glorious morning it is to talk about my absolute favorite time of year. I'm Treasure of, and I'm just buzzing with excitement for what's ahead. Get ready to pull out those cozy sweaters and grab your pumpkin spice everything because we are diving headfirst into a breathtaking fall season. The long-range forecast is in, and it's predicting cooler than average temperatures across some key regions in the United States, which, let me tell you, is the secret ingredient for a truly spectacular autumn display. This isn't just any fall, this could be one for the memory books. From the classic vibrant reds and oranges of the Northeast to the surprising golden hues of the desert Southwest, we are going on a cross-country tour of nature's most incredible art show. We'll explore how these cooler conditions are setting the stage for the perfect backdrop for the most vibrant fall foliage you can imagine. We're going to talk about some of the absolute must-see destinations, places like the majestic Acadia National Park in Maine, the sprawling Adirondack Mountains of New York, and that ribbon of beauty, the Blue Ridge Parkway. These spots are getting ready to put on a show with stunning colors that will be on full display. But we're not just going to show you pretty pictures. We'll get into the nitty-gritty, discussing the science behind the colors, the all-important peak foliage timing for each region, and the ideal weather conditions you should be looking for. I'll even share some of my personal tips for planning the ultimate leaf-peeping adventure, so you can make the most of every single moment. You absolutely do not want to miss out on this chance to witness nature's masterpiece unfold. So stick with me, because we've got your fall forecast, and what's happening in your neck of the woods. Alright, let's get right into it because the excitement is palpable. When we talk about a good fall, what are we really looking for? Well, it's all about the weather, my friends. The perfect recipe for brilliant fall color involves a series of warm, sunny days followed by cool, crisp nights that stay above freezing. That combination is what really kicks the chlorophyll production to the curb and lets those incredible yellows, oranges, and reds, the anthocyanins and carotenoids, shine through like superstars. It's a delicate dance, a symphony conducted by Mother Nature herself. And this year, the forecast is playing our tune. We're seeing a pattern that suggests many parts of the country, particularly in the Northeast and stretching into the upper Midwest, are going to experience those cooler than average temperatures. This is fantastic news for us leaf peepers. It means the transition from summer to fall could be more pronounced, more defined. Instead of a slow, drawn-out fade, we might be in for a spectacular, vibrant burst of color that arrives with authority. This is the kind of forecast that gets me practically giddy with anticipation. Think about what this means for your weekend plans, for those scenic drives you've been dreaming about. The cooler air doesn't just help the leaves, it makes everything feel more like fall. The air gets that certain crispness, the kind that makes a warm apple cider taste even better. It invigorates you, makes you want to get outside and just breathe it all in. This isn't just a weather report, it's an invitation to experience a season that promises to be exceptionally beautiful and memorable. So, what should you be doing right now? Start planning. Don't wait until the leaves are already at their peak, because you might miss the best window. Start looking at the destinations we're going to talk about, check the local foliage reports online, they're already starting to pop up, and get your camera ready. This year, the conditions are aligning in a way that suggests we are in for a real treat, a visual feast that will remind you just how powerful and beautiful the natural world can be. The key is that slow, steady cool down. We don't want a sudden hard frost, as that can actually kill the leaves and make them turn brown and drop prematurely. And we don't want a warm, wet autumn, which tends to delay the color and make it more muted. This year's forecast seems to be hitting that sweet spot. A gentle decline in temperatures, plenty of sunshine to fuel the sugar production in the leaves, which leads to those brilliant reds, and cool nights to trap those sugars. It's meteorology and biology working in perfect harmony. This is the time to gather your friends and family and make a plan. Whether it's a day trip to a nearby state park or a full-blown vacation to one of the iconic spots we'll cover, the opportunity is knocking. The cooler forecast is like a starting pistol for the season, signaling that the race for peak color is about to begin. It's a chance to connect with nature, to slow down, and to witness a transformation that happens only once a year, and this year it's promising to be one of the best. So, as we move through this guide, keep that forecast in mind. Think about how these cooler temperatures will impact each region we visit. It's the underlying theme of our journey today, the scientific reason behind the beauty we're all hoping to see. It's the difference between a good fall and a truly great one. And folks, all signs are pointing towards a great one. Let's get ready to embrace the chill, the color, and the magic of the best fall ever. When you close your eyes and picture the perfect fall scene, chances are you're imagining the Northeast, and for good reason. This region is the undisputed heavyweight champion of autumn, and we're starting with two of its crown jewels, Acadia National Park in Maine and the Adirondack Mountains in New York. These places are not just destinations, they are pilgrimages for those who worship at the altar of autumn. They are the standard by which all other foliage is judged, and they deliver year after year. Let's talk about Acadia first. There is something truly magical about seeing those fiery reds and brilliant oranges of the maple, birch, and oak trees set against the rugged pink granite coastline and the deep blue of the Atlantic Ocean. The contrast is simply breathtaking. Driving the Park Loop Road, hiking to the top of Cadillac Mountain for a sunrise that illuminates the entire island in a golden glow, these are core memories in the making. The cool, maritime air from the ocean helps create an intensity of color that is hard to find anywhere else. Then you have the Adirondacks, a sprawling 6 million acre wilderness that becomes a tapestry of epic proportions. This isn't just a park, it's a kingdom of fall color. Here, the sheer scale is what overwhelms you. You can drive for hours along scenic byways like Route 30, the Adirondack Trail, and be surrounded by mountains ablaze in color. The reflection of the foliage in the countless pristine lakes, Mirror Lake, Lake Placid, the Saranac Lakes, creates a perfect symmetrical beauty that will make you stop the car again and again. What makes these spots perennial favorites is their reliability and the diversity of their trees. They have a fantastic mix of hardwoods that all turn at slightly different times, creating a prolonged season of color. You have the early turning maples with their electric reds and oranges, followed by the golden yellows of the aspens and birches, and finally the deep, rusty bronze of the oaks. It's a multi-act play, and every scene is more stunning than the last. The cooler forecast this year could make those reds even more intense. The experience here is also quintessentially fall. It's about more than just the leaves. It's about visiting the charming small towns dotted throughout these regions like Bar Harbor in Maine or Lake Placid in New York. It's about stopping at a roadside stand for fresh apple cider donuts, feeling the crunch of leaves under your hiking boots and smelling the wood smoke in the air. These places offer the complete immersive autumn experience that people dream of all year long. Timing is, of course, crucial. For the higher elevations of the Adirondacks in northern Maine, you'll want to aim for late September to early October. For coastal Acadia and the lower Adirondack elevations, the peak often slides into the second and third weeks of October. This year's cool trend might push that timeline a little earlier, so it's vital to keep an eye on those foliage trackers. Planning ahead is key, as millions of people flock to these areas, and for very good reason. So whether you're paddling a canoe across a glassy lake reflecting a mountain of fire, or standing on a cliff overlooking a sea of color crashing into the actual sea, these classic destinations remind us why we fall in love with autumn in the first place. They are nature's grand cathedrals, and this year, with the weather on our side, the service is going to be absolutely divine. They are, and always will be, a classic for a reason. Now let's travel south and take a drive along what I consider one of the most beautiful roads in the entire world, the Blue Ridge Parkway. This is Appalachian Majesty at its absolute finest. Stretching for 469 miles, connecting Shenandoah National Park in Virginia to the Great Smoky Mountains National Park in North Carolina and Tennessee, the parkway is not a highway to get somewhere fast. It is the destination itself. It's a slow, winding journey through a masterpiece of nature. What makes this region so spectacular is the incredible biodiversity. The Appalachian Mountains are home to over 100 species of trees, and this diversity creates a complex and varied palette of fall color that is simply unrivaled. You don't just see red and yellow here, you see every conceivable shade in between. You'll find the brilliant scarlets of the red maples, the deep purples of the dogwoods, the bright yellows of the tulip poplars and hickories, and the rich oranges of the sassafras, all painted onto a canvas of rolling blue-hued mountains. The elevation changes along the parkway are the secret to its long and glorious fall season. The color starts at the highest peaks, like Mount Mitchell and Grandfather Mountain, sometimes as early as late September. Then, like a slow, colorful waterfall, it cascades down the mountainsides into the valleys below, with the show often lasting well into early November in the lower elevations. This gives you a massive window of opportunity to catch peak color somewhere along its length. You can literally chase the peak down the mountain. One of the most iconic experiences is watching the morning fog settle in the valleys, with the colorful peaks rising above it like islands in a cloudy sea. Pulling over at one of the dozens of scenic overlooks, and trust me, you'll want to stop at every single one, is a requirement. Places like the Lynn Cove Viaduct, an engineering marvel that snakes around Grandfather Mountain, become photographic hotspots, with the bridge seeming to float through a sea of autumn brilliance. It's a sight that truly has to be seen to be believed. The Great Smoky Mountains National Park, the most visited national park in the country, anchors the southern end of this journey. The sheer scale of the forest here is humbling. Driving Newfound Gap Road or exploring Cades Cove offers a more intimate valley-level view of the color, with historic cabins and churches nestled amongst the vibrant foliage. The blend of history and natural beauty here is profoundly moving, connecting you to the generations who have called these mountains home. With our cooler-than-average forecast, the conditions are ripe for an especially vibrant display in the Appalachians. The cool nights will be crucial for developing those deep reds in the maples and sourwoods that make the region famous. For peak timing, a good rule of thumb is to aim for the first 2 weeks of October for the highest elevations, above 4,000 feet, and the mid to late part of October for the mid and lower elevations. But again, this can shift, so stay updated. This isn't just a drive, it's an immersion. It's about slowing down, rolling down the windows, and letting the crisp mountain air and the stunning visuals wash over you. The Blue Ridge Parkway and the Greater Appalachian region offer a fall experience that is deep, soulful, and incredibly vast. It's a journey through the heart of American autumn, and it's a spectacle of majesty you will never ever forget. Let's shift our focus north to a region where the stunning fall foliage is perfectly complemented by the vast shimmering expanse of fresh water, the Great Lakes. Specifically, we're looking at the Lower Lakes region, Erie and Ontario, and the lands that surround them. Here, the autumn experience is defined by the unique interplay between land and water, creating a beauty that is both grand and serene. The sheer size of these lakes has a moderating effect on the climate, which can lead to a later, but often just as spectacular, fall color season. Imagine for a moment driving along the shoreline of Lake Erie in Pennsylvania or Ohio. On one side you have the endless blue horizon of the water, and on the other, a wall of gold, orange, and red from the maples, oaks, and beeches that line the coast. The reflection of the vibrant canopy on the calmer waters of the bays and inlets is just magical. Places like Presque Isle State Park in Pennsylvania offer a unique opportunity to be surrounded by water and color simultaneously, a peninsula bursting with autumn life. On the other side you have the shores of Lake Ontario in New York. The Seaway Trail, a national scenic byway, follows the coastline and offers breathtaking views. Here, the fall season is not just about the forests but also the vineyards. The grape harvest in the Niagara Wine Trail region coincides with the changing leaves, creating a multi-sensory experience. You can enjoy a wine tasting at a local vineyard while surrounded by rolling hills painted in the warm tones of autumn. It's a sophisticated and beautiful way to enjoy the season. The key to visiting this region is understanding the lake effect. In the fall, the relatively warm lake water keeps the immediate shoreline areas milder for longer. This means that peak color often arrives here a week or two later than it does just a few miles inland. So, if you feel like you've missed the peak in the nearby mountains, head for the coast. You might get a second chance at a spectacular show. This makes it a fantastic destination for late-season leaf peeping, often peaking in mid to late October. This year's cooler forecast could be interesting here. While the lakes will still moderate the temperatures, a broader regional cooldown could help intensify the colors once they do turn. The crisp, cool air blowing off the lakes will only enhance the experience, making those walks along the beach, searching for beach glass amidst the fallen leaves, even more memorable. It's a unique combination of coastal and woodland scenery that you won't find in many other places. Don't forget the incredible parks that dot this region. Letchworth State Park in New York, often called the Grand Canyon of the East, is absolutely magnificent in the fall, with the Genesee River carving a deep gorge through a forest of fiery color. Cuyahoga Valley National Park in Ohio offers a historic scenic railroad that takes you on a leisurely journey through a river valley ablaze with autumn hues. These are concentrated pockets of world-class foliage. So when you plan your trip to the lower lakes, think about contrast. The contrast of warm colors against the cool blue water. The contrast between the wild, forested shorelines and the manicured beauty of the vineyards. It's a region that offers a different flavor of fall, one that is deeply connected to the power and presence of North America's inland seas. It's a stunning and sometimes overlooked gem in the nation's autumn crown. Now we move inland, into the heartland, to a region that is a true unsung hero of the fall season, the Ohio Valley. Spanning parts of Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky, and West Virginia, this area might not have the towering mountains of the Appalachians, or the coastal drama of the Northeast, but it possesses a gentle, rolling beauty and a richness of color that is absolutely captivating. Here, it's a gold rush of a different kind, as the forests are dominated by trees that turn brilliant shades of yellow and gold. The stars of the show in the Ohio Valley are the hickories, the tulip poplars, the beeches, and the sugar maples, which here often express themselves in stunning shades of yellow and bright orange rather than deep red. When the sun hits these rolling hillsides, the entire landscape seems to glow from within. It's a warm, welcoming, and immersive color palette. Driving the country roads here feels like you're wrapped in a blanket of golden light. It's a softer, more pastoral autumn, but no less beautiful. One of the premier destinations in this region is Hocking Hills State Park in southeastern Ohio. This place is a geological wonderland, with deep gorges, recessed caves like Old Man's Cave, and stunning waterfalls, all made even more dramatic when framed by the golden canopy of the fall forest. Hiking the trails here, with the sound of trickling water and the crunch of leaves underfoot, is a quintessential autumn experience. The contrast between the dark, shadowy caves and the brilliant yellow leaves at the gorge's rim is a photographer's dream. Further south in Kentucky, the Daniel Boone National Forest offers a more rugged experience. Here, the rolling hills begin to build into the foothills of the Appalachians, and you get a fantastic mix of color. The Red River Gorge geological area is a must-see, with its natural stone arches and dramatic cliffs. Seeing the golden and orange foliage from the top of an arch, looking out over the vast expanse of the forest, gives you a powerful sense of the wildness that still exists in the heart of the country. The Ohio River itself becomes a ribbon of beauty during the fall. Taking a riverboat cruise or simply driving the scenic byways that follow its path, like the Ohio River Scenic Byway, offers a unique perspective. You can see the colorful bluffs rising from the water's edge, passing through historic river towns that seem frozen in time. It's a slow-paced, relaxing way to soak in the region's charm and its abundant color. With the cooler forecast, the Ohio Valley is poised for a fantastic season. These cooler temperatures, especially at night, will help lock in the colors and make them particularly vibrant. The peak here typically rolls through in the mid to late part of October, offering a great option for those who want to extend their leaf peeping season after the northern regions have already peaked. It's a reliable and rewarding destination. So, don't sleep on the Ohio Valley. It's a region that offers deep forests, unique geological features, and a warm golden light that feels like the very essence of autumn. It's a place to find solitude on a quiet trail, to marvel at a hidden waterfall, and to experience a gold rush of color that will fill your soul. It's the heartland's beautiful secret, and it's waiting for you to explore it. Let's head to the Northwoods, to the upper Midwest, a region of rugged beauty, pristine lakes, and some of the most spectacular fall scenery in the country. States like Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Michigan's Upper Peninsula offer an autumn experience that is wild, expansive, and breathtakingly beautiful. Here, the forests are vast, the air is crisp, and the colors are intense. This is where you go to feel truly immersed in the season. The Upper Peninsula of Michigan, or the UP as it's affectionately known, is a legend among leaf peepers. It's a remote and wild place surrounded by the waters of three Great Lakes, Superior, Michigan, and Huron. This proximity to water, combined with the northern latitude, creates a stunningly vibrant and early fall color season. Driving through the Ottawa National Forest or the Hiawatha National Forest is like entering a tunnel of color. The mix of fiery maples with the golden aspens and birches is electric. One of the absolute highlights of the UP is Pictured Rock's National Lakeshore. Here, you have the incredible sight of mineral-stained sandstone cliffs rising directly from the turquoise waters of Lake Superior. In the fall, the cliffs are topped with a riot of red, orange, and yellow foliage. Taking a boat tour or kayaking along the base of these cliffs is an unforgettable experience, offering a perspective on fall color that is completely unique and utterly dramatic. Over in Wisconsin, the Door County Peninsula is another fall paradise. It's often called the Cape Cod of the Midwest. You can drive the scenic coastal byway, visit charming towns, and see the beautiful foliage against the backdrop of Lake Michigan. But don't forget the inland areas, like the Checkamegon-Nicolet National Forest, a vast wilderness that offers endless opportunities for hiking, canoeing, and getting lost in the beauty of the season. The brilliant yellows of the aspen groves here are particularly stunning, and we can't forget Minnesota, the land of 10,000 lakes. The North Shore Scenic Drive along Lake Superior, from Duluth to the Canadian border, is one of the nation's great autumn road trips. You'll pass through 8 state parks, each with its own waterfalls, hiking trails, and spectacular vistas. The sight of the Poplar or Temperance rivers cascading through gorges lined with golden birch and aspen trees, with the vastness of Lake Superior as a backdrop, is pure magic. The ideal weather conditions for this region are exactly what we're hoping for with this year's forecast: bright sunny days and very cool, crisp nights. Because of its northern location, the upper Midwest has one of the earliest peak seasons in the lower 48. The western UP and northern Minnesota can start seeing peak color as early as the 3rd week of September, with the season progressing southward through the first couple of weeks of October. This is a region for the adventurous spirit. It's for those who want to hear the call of a loon across a misty lake at sunrise, who want to hike to a remote waterfall, and who want to feel the immense scale of the North American wilderness. The upper Midwest's stunning scenery offers a fall experience that is both raw and beautiful, a powerful reminder of the wild heart of the continent. When you think of fall foliage, you probably don't picture cactus and canyons. But I want to take you to a region that offers a surprisingly beautiful and completely different kind of fall, the desert Southwest. In places like Arizona, New Mexico, Utah, and Colorado, autumn paints with a different brush. Instead of a widespread canopy of reds and oranges, you get brilliant bursts of gold and yellow, often concentrated in specific, stunning locations, creating a dramatic contrast with the desert landscape. The undisputed star of the southwestern fall is the aspen tree. These trees often grow in vast, interconnected groves, and in the fall, their leaves turn a uniform, shimmering gold. When a breeze rustles through an aspen grove, the effect is mesmerizing. It looks like a river of liquid gold flowing down the mountainside. The high-elevation areas of the Rocky Mountains in Colorado and Utah are world-famous for this spectacle. The Maroon Bells near Aspen, Colorado, with the golden groves reflected in the lake, is one of the most photographed scenes in North America for a reason. But it's not just about the aspens. In the canyons and along the riverbeds of the desert, you'll find the cottonwood and willow trees. These ribbons of life trace the paths of water through the arid landscape, and in the fall, they turn a brilliant electric yellow. Imagine hiking in Zion National Park in Utah, walking along the Virgin River, with the towering red rock canyon walls on either side, and a canopy of golden cottonwoods above you. The contrast of the yellow leaves against the red rock and the deep blue sky is absolutely breathtaking. New Mexico also offers some incredible and unique fall experiences. Driving the Enchanted Circle Scenic Byway around Wheeler Peak, the state's highest point, takes you through some of the most beautiful aspen groves in the Southwest. Further south, the cottonwoods along the Rio Grande, especially in the area around Albuquerque and Santa Fe, create a golden corridor known as the Bosque. Biking or walking the trails here in October is a magical experience as the air fills with the golden light filtering through the leaves. The timing here is very dependent on elevation. The high country aspens in Colorado and Utah are among the earliest to turn in the country, often peaking in mid to late September. The show then moves down in elevation, with the cottonwoods in the canyons and river valleys of Arizona and New Mexico often reaching their peak in late October or even early November. This creates a long and varied season if you know where to look. This year's cooler forecast could be particularly beneficial for the high elevation aspens, potentially leading to a more synchronized and vibrant color change. The cool, dry air of the Southwest is already ideal for preserving the leaves, so the colors here tend to be very pure and bright, a clean, crisp yellow and gold that seems to radiate light. So if you're looking for a fall experience that breaks the mold, look to the desert Southwest. It's a season of dramatic contrasts, of golden groves set against snow-dusted peaks, and of yellow ribbons of life winding through red rock canyons. It's a reminder that autumn's beauty can be found in the most unexpected of places, offering a stark, stunning, and unforgettable display. Alright, for our final stop, I want to take you somewhere you would probably never associate with fall foliage, the beautiful islands of Hawaii. Now I know what you're thinking. Al, Hawaii is tropical. It's green all year round, and you're mostly right, but believe it or not, even paradise has its own subtle, surprising version of autumn, with unexpected foliage and seasonal changes that are fascinating to witness if you know where to look. This isn't your traditional New England fall, of course. You won't find sweeping vistas of red maples. Instead, Hawaii's fall is more about specific trees and specific locations that put on their own unique show. One of the most notable is the native koa tree. In some areas, particularly at higher elevations on the Big Island and Maui, the koa trees will drop some of their sickle-shaped leaves, carpeting the forest floor in a layer of golden brown. It's a much more subtle shift, but for those who live there, it's a definite sign of a seasonal change. An even more dramatic display comes from a non-native tree, the rainbow eucalyptus. While these trees are famous for their colorful bark year-round, there are certain times of the year, often in the fall and winter months, when they shed their bark more actively, revealing the most vibrant streaks of green, orange, and purple. It's not the leaves that are changing, but the tree's skin, creating a living, evolving work of art that feels very much in the spirit of autumn's transformation. Another surprising source of fall color comes from the invasive guava trees. In some of the drier, upland areas, the leaves of the guava can turn shades of yellow and even reddish purple before they drop. Hiking through a guava forest during this time can give you a little taste of a temperate fall, with the crunch of leaves underfoot and a canopy that is no longer uniformly green. It's an unexpected and beautiful sight against the backdrop of the tropical landscape. The seasonal change in Hawaii is also about the light. As the sun's angle shifts in the autumn months, the quality of the light changes. The legendary sunsets can become even more intense and fiery. The afternoons take on a softer, more golden glow. This change in light, combined with the subtle shifts in the foliage, creates a distinct mood. It's a feeling of transition, a slight cooling from the intense heat of summer, especially in the evenings and at higher elevations. Let's not forget about the upcountry regions like Kula on Maui or Waimea on the Big Island. These areas have a cooler climate year-round, and you'll find farms growing pumpkins and other fall crops. You can visit a pumpkin patch with an ocean view, a truly unique experience. These agricultural areas embrace the fall season in a way that feels both familiar and uniquely Hawaiian. So while you might not book a trip to Hawaii specifically for leaf peeping, it's a wonderful reminder that every ecosystem has its own rhythm, its own cycles of change and renewal. The Hawaiian fall is a lesson in looking closer, in appreciating the subtle beauty of a landscape in transition. It's a surprise, a little secret that the islands keep, proving that the spirit of autumn can be found in even the most unlikely of places. Well, there you have it. From the classic coastlines of Maine to the surprising golden canyons of the Southwest, and even the subtle shifts of Hawaii, autumn in the United States is a season of incredible diversity and beauty. We've seen how this year's forecast for cooler temperatures is setting the stage for what could be a truly unforgettable display of color. But seeing it on a screen is one thing, experiencing it for yourself is something else entirely. The real magic happens when you're out there, breathing in that crisp air and seeing the colors with your own eyes. My hope is that this journey has inspired you to not let this season pass you by. You don't have to travel across the country to find beauty. Look up your local state parks, find a scenic byway near your home, or even just take a walk through your own neighborhood and notice the changes. The magic of fall is everywhere. Pack a thermos of something warm, grab a cozy blanket, and just go. Go find a quiet spot, listen to the rustle of the leaves, and soak it all in. This annual spectacle is a powerful reminder of the beauty of change and the rhythm of nature. It's a gift, and it's here for all of us to enjoy. So, what are you waiting for? Go find your fall. If you enjoyed this video and our little trip across the country, please give it a like and consider sharing it with your fellow fall enthusiasts. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Tell me where you're planning to see the fall colors this year. Thanks for watching, and here's to a beautiful autumn.